What up, dudes? Welcome back to the podcast. Your boy, the Sauce Boss from Epic Mealtime, here with Big Lynch and Donnie Duckett's the motherfucking Shadow Man. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of things, but if you're listening, I really want you to leave a review of this. 5 stars, subscribe to it, share it with your friends. Honestly, if you're one of those boys that really love us and you see one of your boys, take their phone and leave a high rating of this podcast on their device. It really helps us.
And when your girlfriend's in the shower, take her phone
and go through it.
Yeah,
but you know what's funny? They say that that's crazy, but then you find things. Not so crazy when you find stuff, right?
So once you're done going through it, rate and subscribe.
Sounds too real.
Yeah, that's too real, guys. Don't do that.
That's too real.
Yeah, don't do that. You know what's a crazy thought though? Let's say you did go through the phone. What's the first thing you're opening up?
You don't look at the phone.
Alternate Snapchat accounts?
You don't. We shouldn't even be joking.
Find
about
devices?
It.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Looking at the phone is like when you have some type of potential illness, you think, and going to Google and searching up that symptom that you have is like going to the phone with
you ain't gonna like what you see is what
you're
he's
definitely
saying,
not
guys.
gonna like it. It's 50% chance or 90% chance it's gonna be wrong. Whatever you find, you're gonna be wrong. It's gonna be like some out of context, inaccurate, yeah, completely out of context. It's like her friend's brother or something like that who's like talking about his dog, you know. Some stupid, hilarious movie bit that goes on. And you're like,
it's
she's going to be like, I love Henry. And you're like, who the fuck is Henry? She's like, Henry's a Cocker Spaniel.
Yeah, exactly. She works at the grocery store. And this guy, like, writes her, like, that peach emoji, though.
Yeah.
And he's literally referencing, like, a nasty peach that has been rotting at work. But you see that, and you're like, nah, we're talking about your eyes.
Yeah.
That says weird. This is your work husband?
Like, no, it's in the fridge in the break room, you fucking asshole, and stop going through my phone.
But I found something, though. So, is this your work husband? Is this your work husband?
You're like, oh, work husband. Does that mean you're not fucking him or making him food? That why he's your work husband?
You know, this guy. So get this. A while back, I ordered UberEats. And this is disgusting, by the way. My bad, though. It's entirely my bad. I ordered UberEats. It was a Blizzard, which already on its own, just getting like a Dairy Queen ice cream Blizzard from UberEats is an interesting thing in itself. I don't want to debate it, though, guys. I know there's problems with it.
I was actually going to ask if you ordered a Blizzard or if you ordered during a Blizzard.
No, I ordered a Dairy Queen Blizzard. Yeah. Okay. So this ice cream is coming in this man's car. You know, this gross, farty car. It's sitting shotgun with the heat blasting. And so the Blizzard gets to me. Eventually, and I go outside. It's like a leave at the door policy, you know, and I pick up the Blizzard and I walk in and I'm opening up the phone to tip the man, you know, because I should. And like his picture pops up, like it's like, oh, the order. Did you receive your Blizzard? And, you know, it has his picture there. Like, you know, to leave a tip because the guy delivered it. And I was doing that anyways. And there I am, like looking at this man in the eyes, this picture. And just out of habit, I took the Blizzard, you're going to hate this, and I licked the melting ice cream off the side of it. And as I did that, while looking him in the eyes in the picture, I swear I tasted the palm of his hand. There I was licking this stranger's palm, staring him in the eyes, and he had no idea that this experience that I had.
Yeah, this is like
it's disgusting. I know.
Culmination.
Disgusting.
This is a culmination of everything that could go wrong with an Uber experience. First of all, so you said with the heat blasting. Did you order this?
I assumed.
But you ordered this Blizzard in the winter?
No, we're like it just opened. It just opened back up. You know, it's like this guys. Dairy Queen's not all year round here, guys. They only open it up really like in spring.
April, May.
Yeah, exactly. And it was kind of like in April, it could still be cold.
Do you think he had it in his cup holder or was it in like a secured package?
It was, here's the thing. This is an ugly part that I didn't really want to share, but it's going to be logical that I share it.
Sure.
There was a hot dog that I ordered also.
Oh my God! The plot thickens.
Okay, so when it came, the hot dog was in a bag, stapled, but the Blizzard was sitting next to it, and that is the image that I saw in my head when I licked the melting ice cream that was dripping down the side of the blizzard while staring at this guy's face on the phone.
So you had a moment with this.
I had
Uber
like
driver.
phone sex with this guy, kind of like I had like
Did you text him? Did you text him later like you up?
Like it's like it would be the same thing if like he gave me his work glove and I went home and like sniffed it while watching him on FaceTime. Like it was ugly.
Honestly, ordering a blizzard though, because I don't know. Let's say I'm putting myself in the shoes of some. Let's make assumption, some unethical Uber Eats delivery man.
Okay, that's a crazy assumption, but okay.
Okay, a blizzard is the perfect client food to sample because you can.
You're right.
You could do it with impunity.
Yeah, I mean, he could dunk his finger in it, and I wouldn't know.
I mean, that's just anarchy. But I'm saying, like,
no, he could dunk his finger.
If I'm delivering a blizzard, I could pull that spoon out, take a bite, put it back in. And I just got that bite, and nobody's really gonna.
I hate to break it to you. In my world, I know that someone took a bite. I got a lot of systems in place before I take a bite of something that's been handled by someone else.
I've seen Lynch like extensively analyze scenarios with no possible way of even knowing if he found it. But there are times where he's just not sure, and I've seen him abandon things and just be like, no, don't trust him.
No, you got garbage data in, garbage data out, man. You're making all kinds of assumptions here.
No, it's not assumptions. I have good intuition.
I think what you're doing is like the ocular pat down, like Mac from It's Always Sunny, and
what is the ocular pat down?
Ocular pat down is just like when you think you can assess someone fully using just your eyes with no prior information.
Pat down, okay.
Yeah,
I actually believe I have that.
Yeah, no, I know you believe that.
But I do have,
and you know what? That cop last week believed you had it also. Yeah,
yeah. One time, guys,
you know what? He did an ocular pat down on you, and he got it right. So maybe it is possible.
I think Harley knows that I got good intuition about these kind of things. I may go deep on it.
He has extreme intuitions about it for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what like intuitions like? So what are you sizing up, and what's your like action? Like you find something, you deem something is what, tampered with, or just
I get either a feeling that the scenario is not right.
Okay,
something's off. I get an inkling, kind of like Spider-Man a little bit.
Spider sense, exactly. I got Lynch sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and your Lynch says that this guy, like,
it's just whatever scenario I'm in. I'm just like, there's something weird about this.
There's cum in this.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one pro tip. You never. And most people should know this. Never grab the first item at a grocery store. Never, ever, ever. That item's been dropped or tampered with.
Yeah, but who would ever grab the first though? Only
you want to hear something?
Only a lunatic. A mirror would grab the first.
You don't grab the first.
Never.
You think most people don't grab the first?
I don't know. Like not even a single thing. I just always thought the new ones were at the back and they were moving the old ones.
Normies might grab the first.
They're moving the old ones at the front. Like they I thought they ordered.
So I thought I was playing the percentages, and I'm.
You might honestly. You might still be right. There may be guys. Let us know. Do you do that? Cool.
You know what? I got in trouble once at Costco. Wow. I was me and my ex-girlfriend were looking at this, like she wanted to like show me this thing. It was kind of like a plastic container, and then it had like a cardboard sleeve that slides over it. And she was like looking at something from afar, and I was like, oh, show me that, like whatever. And she like slid off just the sleeve and brought it to me, and I read the ingredients and blah, 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 blah. And then I actually did a bit of a dick move, and I was like, oh no, fuck this. We don't want this. And then I just kind of like put the sleeve on top of something that was next to me, so that there was like this, there would have been this blank plastic package in there. And some guy who was shopping was a guy who worked there that like finished his shift and was grocery shopping. And he was like, well, what the fuck are we supposed to do with it now if you leave it like that? And he like basically caught us and gave us shit. And we were like all embarrassed and we were cucked essentially. Like,
I thought everyone who works at Costco is happy.
Yeah, they were happy until we fucked with their merchandise, and then they were like, "You don't go against the family."
Donnie's got the kind of face where someone would get mad at him. Actually.
I say that to him all the time. Perp face.
Like he's got that look where you're like, that's a guy. He's fucking with my shit. Right
I've
now.
literally said it before, and actually, like people that I've met throughout my life have like told me, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you know, Donnie, I don't trust that guy," and I'm like, "Why?" And they're like, "His face, something about his face."
If Donnie shows up with my food, instant Lynch sense is coming up right now.
Well,
Lynch sense is popping off.
I'm happy you guys are saying this because I can't be trusted, and I think the world needs to know.
Well, I like that.
When you see this face, this dark, shadowy Benadryl laced face,
the shadow man.
Yeah,
no, but I did
stay the fuck out of my way.
When you told me that story about that man that brought you in, and it was like, "Hey, bud, you want some steaks?" and gave you some steaks to try and gave you some steaks to take home in his nice house. That dude. Yeah. I always wondered about that guy when he invited you and your perp face in there. I always wondered. I was like, that guy's interesting.
I mean, invited.
I'm like, I want to see that guy. No, but still, he like gave you the
because you know what you're not.
I want to know because he's got a vibe. He has to.
Okay, so here's what you're not gathering. Okay. Here's what you're not gathering.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
This was a fellow perp face.
I knew that.
This wasn't like Johnny Clean Cut. This guy was like
Johnny Dirty Cut. Hey.
Yeah. No, this guy was like a waste management kind of guy, if you know what I mean.
That's Donnie Duckett's arch rival.
I have to say,
Johnny Dirty Cut.
You remind me of something that happened to me, where I had a moment. It was not a pleasant one for me. It was very interesting.
I'm happy I make you think of it.
Well, I don't know if the story
I think Harley's story made me think of it.
I don't know if the story is about to be from this era, but Lynch does not have perp face, but Lynch definitely used to move and dress perp. Like he had like perp walk.
Yeah,
perp clothing,
perp duffel bag.
Just perp mannerisms. The way he smoked the cigarette was perp. Like 100% perpetrator of a man. Not in the face, though.
I'll tell you what my face engenders in people. I went to the gas station.
The general store?
I walk in, grabbing, I don't know, a drink or something like that. And the gentleman at the front's talking to me. A nice guy. Out of nowhere, he reaches up and he goes, like this to my face. I had no beard then.
He brushed your cheek with his two fingers.
The back of his two fingers. I went like this, and I was taken aback to say the least. He goes, "You have beautiful skin."
Yo, okay, wait, guys, real quick to everyone listening. The thing you're not gathering about Lynch is like he doesn't like to be touched. Like him and his like wife can come inside his apartment. They'll like get home and like she might go to do that to him. Like,
they can what?
They can go back to their home.
Okay.
Is that what I said? I don't even know. They can return home. Anyways, they could just be out is my point. And when they get back, or they could just be out. They're out. Let's say him and his wife are walking. My bad. Him and his wife are walking. And she might go to stroke his face like that. And he'd be like, don't touch me. There's like germs everywhere.
So I'm the same way, like face wise. Like I'm like, don't touch my face.
This
when
guy's
we're like
insane to touch someone's face. It's just so funny.
Exactly.
It's just so funny that he touched Lynch's face.
Isn't that crazy? I feel like people
that's fucking insane. Honestly, that's like that's almost like a 50-50 roll that you're gonna get smacked on something like that.
I'm glad you didn't, and I definitely wouldn't have. But technically, you are allowed to beat him up at that point. You're allowed to do that. If someone touches your face like that at any point, you're almost justified. I don't think you should, and I'm glad you didn't. I wouldn't, but like, yeah, you're even if you had a good interaction. My face
was you. You're the last person.
That's right. I literally brushed Lynch's lip to like bother him, and he instantly swung at my head and hit me.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I feel like I was very mad about that. I was very pissed off about that.
A guy brushing your cheek is really like opening himself up to some sort of like wrist lock. Not just situation. That, it's also I feel like that's the move.
It's also like this is like my cousin that I know very well, and I know he hates this. And like I also did it on the lip, which really bothered him.
Well,
that's a lot.
And he instantly hit me across the head. Like at the second, I was like shocked at how fat. I was almost like, wait, was he already gonna hit me? And then I did this at the same time coincidentally, but no, it was just like a lightning fast reaction. He really should be in YouTube boxing. You'd kill it.
That's his secret.
That's true, yeah.
That's his secret.
He's always ready to hit me.
He's always gonna hit somebody.
Hold on, it's Halloween, so
yeah. So there's.
I don't know. Do you care about Halloween? Does Halloween matter to you?
Yeah, of course.
You do.
I not anymore. I mean, not for a long ass time. Not for a long ass time. It used to be a big deal.
I don't care much necessarily to be out on Halloween, but I absolutely love that the vibe of the month is like spooky vibes, and I am more prone to be watching spooky movies, playing spooky video games.
But did you like getting dressed up?
I'm watching Treehouse of Horrors. That's my Halloween.
Did I like getting dressed up?
Like, was that a part of your Halloween experience? Were you excited to?
I did blackface. I did blackface on Halloween.
Oh, I didn't expect to go there right away. I do remember that. I was there live, actually.
It's a great place to talk about it. Guys, it was a long time ago, and I went as Shaquille O'Neal for Halloween, and the reason why I did it was because I went on Facebook, and I ran that app, like, which celebrity you look most like, and the picture that it matched me with was this picture of Shaq that did look a lot like me. So I was like, oh, I'll go as Shaq. I have a Shaquille O'Neal jersey, and I did my whole body. And there's a picture of it on my Instagram, and I was 18 at the time. I was younger. I got to be honest. I literally had never heard the term before or anything like that. I wasn't aware.
It wasn't in the zeitgeist in that way.
And I'm not here to say like anything like, you know, if dressing like a rabbi or wearing a sombrero is offensive or not. Man, I didn't even want to talk about it. I just know that I would never wear that as a costume ever again. I know that it is bothers a lot of people, and what's so crazy about it, guys listening, I won first place in the costume competition at this Halloween party.
A lot of people liked it.
Everyone loved it. Everyone loved it. I play football. I played football at the time. A lot of my friends were black on the team, and they came up to me and they expressed loving the costume. Doesn't change anything about what it was or anything like that, but I fully did dress like Shaquille O'Neal. And I put on full body paint, and everyone loved it, and I won a prize, tickets to a Montreal Canadiens game, and it was all cool, and I didn't think anything of it. No one did. And then, like, years later, I was like, oh, gosh, I got educated on the scenario of the situation, and I was like, oh, that I should probably say something about that. And I just want to say, like, sometimes, you know, there's maybe a discussion to be had further, or people want to share their opinions on things. We can go deep on a lot. We could talk about a lot of things. All I would say right now is, what my takeaway is, I will never do that as a costume ever again. Yeah.
I
think its moment is past.
Back in the day, did you ever, you know, at some point you transition out of being able to trick or treat, and you're like hanging out with your friends on Halloween and fucking around. You said like October spooky vibes, right? So you'd hang out, shoot some fireworks, whatever, fuck around. There's that transition from collecting candy.
Get sucked off by a ghost at the park.
I remember setting out, there's always this gap between your one friend who looks maybe like he could still go trick or treating.
Yeah.
And, you know, you maybe
shout out to Rob.
Smoke a little, whatever, and you're like, oh, some free candy. Let's send out the youngest looking one dressed as a ghost.
Smart.
Going door to door.
Yeah.
I remember doing that and just being so happy about it.
In the 4th grade, I went out trick or treating
and got denied.
As you should.
And I one door, opened it, and the person said, "Get a job," and closed the door on my face.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Well, he's 6'3" at that.
No. I was 5'10".
Okay,
but I was dressed. I don't know how I got this.
Grade.
I don't know how I got this costume idea, but I was dressed like a squeegee guy.
Okay.
So I was dressed like basically those guys on the street that clean your window for like a couple bucks.
Good call by that guy who answered the door, by the way.
So I was wearing rollerblades, which did make me about like 6'1", 6'2" now. So I'm taller.
Hold on, stop. Why were you wearing rollerblades? Just for transportation?
Squeegee guys in my city, in Montreal at the time, a whole bunch of them wore rollerblades. And they rollerbladed around the street during the summer, and they pulled up to your window and squirted it and squeegeed it, and a lot of them were rollerblades.
Damn. That's
really, I actually never thought about that until now. I never even thought about wearing this costume. And I wore that. I dressed like basically like a punk. Like a 90s punk.
Yeah.
And
like a bad guy in RoboCop.
Yeah. And I carried a squeegee and a bucket, and I put my candy in the bucket.
Sounds super lazy, which I
thought it was like mad creative. People loved it. I was out and people loved it. And this guy told me to get a job. He literally believed it.
How mad do you have to be to turn someone away?
Even
on Halloween?
bro,
like, who cares?
I came to my house. This Halloween, pulled up to my house, and I saw like kids that were absolutely too old to be trick or treating. Absolutely should not be out. Now, I bought candy and barely anyone came, and then I left my house. So when I came back, I had this box of favorites that was 85% full, and the kids were walking by, and I was like opening my door, and I was like, yo. And they like stopped, and I grabbed the favorites, and I ran over to them. I was like, here. And I gave them the box. I didn't want it in my house.
Get this shit out of my house.
Yeah. Because I'm like, get them out, because I'm going to demolish this fucking box right now, my dudes. Get it the fuck out of here. And they took it and they fucking ate it. But no, there was like 10 of them, and I was just like, yeah, bro, you guys fight over the crispy crunches in there, because there's only 4.
You know what's interesting this Halloween? I don't know if you're a big McRib fan, but they're bringing it back. I feel like they're always bringing it back. I guess they always bring it back.
Yeah, but it's the farewell tour.
Yeah, of course.
That's
it's like the Rolling Stones. Fuck.
That sounds like I'm making a bit of it, but no, like McDonald's has literally labeled it as the farewell tour.
So
like
this is a trick?
Literally, like, you liars.
It's a trick, right? They're like, oh, Halloween, trick
It's
or
not
treat.
a trick. It's just a lie. The thing about the McRib.
You're gonna get your heart broken with the McRib.
But the thing about the McRib, and this I want to say to everyone, McDonald's does not do specialty burgers. They do their classics. In fact, they do their classics so well, and I could really speak for Canada here. They do their classics so well that whatever burger you think you hate the most, that is the 1 through 10 combo burgers, is actually still a great burger. Is it the fish fillet? Because that's a phenomenal burger at McDonald's. And that's probably my least favorite burger at McDonald's, and I still think it's great. In Canada, okay? The McRib is the best specialty burger they've ever had in their life. Okay, I'm not counting the Arch Deluxe or the McChicken Deluxe, because they're just old classics. They're old ones that used to be on the menu permanently. I'm not counting the Big Extra McExtra, which also used to just be on the menu. I love those burgers.
I forgot about
those. Are great.
Extra.
Yeah, that was my go-to. And you knew the McExtra was good because it didn't even come with cheese. Your cheese was like an extra for it, but I never even got the cheese. It was still great. But the McRib has fallen off so fucking hard that I'm looking at this picture that McDonald's released being like McRib farewell tour, and it looks like blood. It literally just looks like a gooey piece of the inside of someone's like intestines, like stomach lining, and there's onions on it. The reason why this nightmare of a burger is released on Halloween is because it looks like a fucking monster. Like, it looks like a prop from like a 90s horror movie. It's a little bloody piece of meat with onion rings on it. It's not actually blood. It's the McRib sauce.
I thought it looks like almost round, but I thought it was in a long bun. The McRib. I haven't fucked with the McRib for a long time.
Not in a round bun. It's always
right. But look at this image. This image looks kind of
that's like what it is. Yeah,
that's like a 5x3 right there, 5x2.
Yeah, that's the guy.
But like, so is there a huge? Obviously, they're selling merch for the McRib. I didn't realize McDonald's.
Dude, the McRib has a lot of fanfare, but I'm saying don't get your heart broken. Don't fall for this one. Keep it at an arm's length, go get your McRib, but then move on. Don't get addicted.
Have we ever done a McRib meal?
Yeah.
What did we do?
I think we made a 100-pound McRib. No, we didn't. I think we did, but every time it's like, did we do this? I'm always like, yeah, we made McRib lasagna and a 100-pound McRib. That's always my go-to.
We've never integrated a McRib
we made the mega rib sandwich. I guess I wanted McDonald's to pay up if they wanted a shout out.
They did not.
This is 9 years ago, so I'm back in those days when they don't pay.
Because I was wondering if I always trying to figure out a mishmash, and I guess everything I apply is, can you make it a Big Mac, like a McRib Big Mac? Is that good or bad?
I don't know.
I find Big Mac sauce to be I like it on a Big Mac. I don't really want to see it anywhere else.
So listen,
a McRib's covered in sauce.
Well, that's it.
Okay.
So if you're gonna do a Big Mac McRib, it has to be McRib without its own sauce.
Oh, you slather in Big Mac
exactly.
sauce.
So I want to reformat this McRib completely. I don't want to just hack it together. It's like I need to do like a sauce delete and then rebuild from the ground up.
I think a Big Mac as it is might be nice as a switch up with literally the McRib sauce on it. As a switch up. That might even be
it.
Yeah, like instead of the Thousand Island, I know that really just doesn't make. Well, it's not actually Thousand Island, but that doesn't make it a Big Mac anymore. But like just like that barbecue variant, which is funny because Donnie and I were talking today. We've been, and this is like old news, but we were just so done with the barbecue chicken, barbecue sauce pizza meta of like 8 years ago. And I was tired of that before people really started doing it. And I would go to parties and shit, or people be out and they'd be like, I ordered pizzas for us. And I'd be like, you ordered 3 pizzas and 2 of them were barbecue sauce pizzas? Are you fucking stupid? I always was like, when I want pizza, like I want pizza. I want cheese.
Man, no, those things are a fucking crime. And
I'm so done with them now. I'm just thinking about them are bothering me.
I'm addicted to rosé pizzas right now. Currently, I eat rosé pizza like once or twice.
But that's the most luxurious thing I've ever heard.
It really is, and it's legitimate crack.
You living a good life, eh, bud? You're living a good life, aren't you?
When we went through your diet, I'm doing how to not get a 6-pack ever. Eat rosé pizza twice a week.
Yeah, what do you do? Do you like cut yourself slices, or like do you know you're going to eat the whole thing, so you just kind of roll it up and eat it like a cigar? Like what's your like
That's
approach?
crazy. I actually don't like to do that. I like to prolong my pizza eating
I do have it's interesting you mentioned that, because I do have a restaurant idea that my whole family makes fun of me about, but I keep pitching it to everyone there. I don't think I've pitched it to you, Harley, but
no, the one person that matters. No, talk to your parents, bro.
No, particularly my wife and her family have been clowning me about this, because I've been pitching it for like at least 2 years. Okay. It's a small place. You make these sort of personal pizzas, maybe a bit bigger than a personal pizza, an Italian kind of thin crust style pizza, still a little bit hard on the bottom, and on it is a salad that you roll up like a taco. And you eat it like a personal taco. Like if you had like an Italian salad, like a vinaigrette style salad from like a real Italian restaurant, you know, and that's the whole concept. That's it. It's a salad on a pizza.
So you put a salad on a pizza and you roll up the pizza,
and you eat it like a taco. Yes, and that's how I eat pizza from certain restaurants myself.
No, you don't.
I do.
Why would you never tell me this? This is psycho. You take salad and you put it on a pizza.
Full blown, yeah.
Like what? Like a Caesar salad?
No, not a Caesar salad, but it could evolve to that. No, it's like an Italian.
What salad do you get?
I'll tell you right now. Let me pull it up. Give me a second, because I gotta get it right.
You don't need to pull up anything. Just tell me what salad it is.
I told you, it's like an Italian vinaigrette style salad.
So like lettuce. What is it? Like arugula?
Yeah, like an arugula, with a little vinaigrette style.
Like what? Like a strawberry vinaigrette and a little goat cheese? And
no
some
strawberry.
Tomatoes?
No, regular. Maybe a little goat cheese, maybe a little tomato.
Okay,
maybe,
so little tomatoes, some arugula, and that's maybe a salad.
Onion.
Okay, that's a salad. That's what they sell there. They sell that.
An Italian, like say, go to Tironi.
Then you get a thin crust pizza.
Correct. Yeah.
And then you take the salad and you dump it on the pizza.
Yep. On a slice,
and then you roll it up like a taquito.
I fold it in half and I eat it like a taco.
There's actually,
but they don't have a salad. They don't have a pizza. Like you can't put arugula and goat cheese and tomatoes and onions as a pizza topping.
That's not no. This place specifically I order from, there's no substitutes. You only can order as is.
Now, is the salad cold?
Yeah.
So you like it because that's a thing that people like that cold and hot pizza.
Like I said, no one likes this idea, but I'm hard on it. All I need is like 500 square feet, and I can make this happen anyway.
But it's just a pizza place, and you also make salad.
Well,
sometimes ideas can be that simple.
Listen, you want people to put their salad on their pizza to really maximize this experience.
Correct.
Are you putting it on there at this restaurant before when they order it, or
I'm gonna whip it up? I'll put it on, and it will come like folded up a little bit like a taco.
So you're just making like spinach calzones here, and you think it's like some fucking.
It's worse than that. It's worse than what you're saying.
But there is, Harley, you've mentioned this pizza place around here that gave you a slice when you were waiting in line at Starbucks. Yeah, they actually have a good kind of they make those thin, pizza, they make those margarita pizzas, and it's like a thin one with arugula on it. And,
sounds like he wants to open a pizza place, and he wants to be like, we have vinaigrette here also.
Yeah,
for your pizza if you want.
Yeah. In the meantime, you're selling fucking pizzas.
It just sounds like, you want to make a pizza place, but you want to offer vinaigrette as an option for people.
I have this terrible idea for a restaurant here. And it's
Damn,
really,
you all brought fucking restaurant show and tell ideas.
Yeah. Listen, well, I thought of this when I was over there, and it's not even a restaurant idea. It's more of a sign idea. The whole restaurant hinges on this name kind of working in Quebec, but it's a dad joke. The sign is a dad joke. So
funny coming from a guy who doesn't want kids.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that
I like how you're like trying to gatekeep dad jokes now as a dad.
Yeah,
you're like, that's my culture.
I don't have kids, but I'm of age. So what happens is I have dad jokes and I have dad saves, but the jokes are like on unwilling.
He's
recipients.
wasting them on us.
Exactly, and
you should be writing them for me so I can deliver them to all my dad friends.
My dad saves are like fucking, I don't know, catching a glass when I'm putting away my dishes. Anyways, in Spain, everybody eats for breakfast something called tostada, which is just literally toast with garlic. You rub a clove of garlic into the toast, and then you put tomato puree on top of it, and then you put jamon on top of it, and it's called tostada. You
thought so too, Lynch?
Yeah, I had a whole other.
Yeah, you were thinking that this was Taco
Bell. I had someone.
Bell.
No, I had I was at a friend's house, and his mom whipped up a tostada. They're from Mexico. And it was the best situation I've ever had.
I mean, look, I don't know. In southern Spain, they call this tostada.
It's just funny because we were both like, tostada, and then you started talking, we're both like, not the tostada.
No, this is literally just like good bread, toasted, garlic, tomato puree.
Oh, this is toast. Ta-da.
Exactly.
Hey, looks like magic, I got that
bro.
joke still, right?
It's like magic.
One or two.
Okay, so my whole idea was to open a tostada restaurant here and call it Spain. S in brackets and then PAIN next to it, like French for bread.
Spain.
Exactly. It's a terrible name. It's a terrible idea, and I'm opening it with my podcast money.
Okay.
That's sick.
So you guys make sure you read the podcast.
Harley, you got to weigh in now. He just pitched his restaurant. I pitched mine. Who are you going to first?
Oh, where am I going? Tostada. I mean, Spain. Versus what was your restaurant called?
Big Lynch's Pizzas and Salad.
Fucking headshot. 100%. I'm going to Big Lynch's. I see a restaurant Spain. I'm like, that's too expensive for what I'm gonna get.
You're like, they sell pants.
Yeah, I'm like, that's gonna be too expensive. I'm going to a Big Lynch's Pizza Salad Emporium. There's a restaurant in Montreal called Choo Chai. It's great, and my favorite item on the menu is their duck, and it's a vegan restaurant. And I swear I could bring anyone there, and everyone would say this for sure, but I could bring anyone there, probably because like most people are not that familiar with duck, but we can go there, and I would get you the duck, and you would be like, "This is the best duck I've ever had in my life." Okay. And you would never for a second think that wasn't a real.
I have to stop you now.
Duck at a vegan restaurant is just them throwing an onion at your head.
No. I have to stop you right now. I had
that discussion. Hey, Lynch, take a note of that one.
Yeah. Write that one.
Write down, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, what were you gonna say about my duck, though? I would love to hear this. Nonsense.
No, I just had this conversation, and I have to say this because this is important to me. This is near and dear to my heart.
Suck my duck.
I have a few vegans in my life, and they're always like, "Oh man, you got to hit this sick vegan restaurant." And I'll eat anywhere. Honestly, I'm not like, I don't care. Like, I'm always happy to eat. But every time I go to a vegan restaurant, they're like, "This is the best." And it's good. Honestly, I'll eat it. I'm like, "Oh, this is good. It's good." And all I'm thinking the entire time is that if I had this vegan pizza, but it had cheese on it, this pizza is 1,000 times better.
Yeah. I'm not one of those guys who are like, "Oh, fuck vegans. There's got to be meat." Like, no, but I actually do.
Wow, 2012 me feels so attacked right now.
Yeah, well.
I'm not saying fuck vegans. I just want them to admit.
I know, but it's not
a restaurant is great.
Most of their choices are not flavor based, but they I gotta say, here's my take on these restaurants and these dishes is that vegan food and vegetarian food is at its best when it's just being what it's supposed to be. I don't want vegan duck. Like, make me a veggie dish. Make me some sort of dish that involves, but stop trying to recreate the wheel.
Listen, I should come clean about this. This is actually the truth. I moved as a vegan, except I ate eggs at breakfast. I moved as a vegan, for about 2 to 3 months in my life. And I will tell you, as a person who has made the move to being vegan, and the reason why I did it is the person I was with at the time was vegan. I was just moving as a vegan. And when I was 100% vegan, minus the eggs at breakfast, I really very much enjoyed the things that were almost. So that duck place actually became my favorite restaurant during this time. And now that I eat meat, I still very much like the duck at Choo Chai. Not only that, but Veggie Grill in like in LA is like, it's like a fast food type, like vegan place, vegetarian, and they have their Santa Fake chicken, and it's phenomenal. So I'm just saying that I did, when I was moving vegan, I really did like that stuff. And I love the technology of it. Is I feel like when I'm like 75, there's going to be like science in food at that point where it's like, no, McDonald's gives you muscles. When you order your McDonald's, just make sure that you say you the macros that you want within your meal.
Instead of a crispy chicken, you're going to order a crisper chicken.
Literally, you're going to get the McCrisper, and it can taste like a Big Mac, but you select the macros for it. It could be like the future, like it's your medicine too. You're just like, no, so can I get the McCrisper shaped as and tasting like a Big Mac? Can I have, I would like 12 grams of fat. Can I get 30 grams of carbs in it? 60 grams of protein.
Give me the gamma goulash.
Can I get 60 milligrams of Vyvanse in it as well, please?
The only question is, how many milligrams of ketamine are in this soup?
The interesting thing about ketamine, and I'm not speaking from experience, because why would I have experience with that, is that you got to stack it. You got to have a little, and then like in a bit, you have a bit more, and a bit you have more, and then like 5 hours after doing that, then it's the vibe. You go through some nightmare hours, though.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Where you're fully conscious of what's going on, but you're not disassociated.
It's funny how you make a cute name for that. Call it stacking when it's really just doing a bunch of ketamine for hours until you get to the point.
Because
it's called stacking.
Well, no, I say stacking because it's like a video game reference, like when you take a buff and it's like 10% defense. If it stacks and you take the buff again, you're 20% defense.
I find alcohol's like that.
It's actually someone who's like really similar in some ways.
I'm not like a big drinker, and never really was a big drinker. But I mean, there have been nights where I've drank a fucking lot.
I see.
And I'm a person who's never thrown up. I've never puked. Because of the alcohol I drank, because I have that shit dialed. I have my tolerance dialed in down to the sip. Where sometimes I'm having a drink and I take a sip and I'm like, that's my last one. Like, I just know exactly where that is. And I've never been one to push anything. I'm not trying to like, I don't like
alcohol's a big push.
I don't like ego drinking. I hate when people are like, I'm done. And they're like, come on, you fuck. And I'm like,
my biggest recommendation to people while you were talking, I was going to say, guys, if you're listening and you're maybe a younger dude, don't do that last drink when someone's like, you don't need it. You already called it off. You knew the limit. Don't get pushed into it, because like then you're sick and then you get chirped for being sick. And people aren't nice about that either. So
I think alcohol, because I'm also not a big drinker. It's very sparingly. Only if I'm in Italy eating salad on a pizza do I get a glass of wine. But
rosé wine on rosé pizza.
I don't really. It's like the only thing that's acceptable for people to push on you. From like a substance standpoint,
wine,
like just alcohol in general.
Dude,
everyone always wants you to get it. It's really weird.
It's like, you don't want to drink as a drug is so off.
You don't want to drink. You don't want a beer. Like it's like one of those things that people get very uncomfortable when you say no.
In our business, like the biz, that comes up a lot. Well, actually, I don't want to say that. In every business, it does. A lot of, like, if people are out having...
No, if you work in an office, like a regular office...
If you're doing things like spending money on, like, companies' money, you do want to have a drink. You're like, bro, I want to have a drink.
Not me.
No, but I'm not me, but like people like, if, like, you know, people like work for a team or something.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
they go out, like, they want to grab a drink because, like, now you can order that, like, nice cocktail. that like you wouldn't get because it's $12 or some shit. You get that now. And yeah, when I'm out, people are often like, oh yeah, let's drink, let's have a drink. And I'm like, I don't want to, because we're here to eat also. And I really don't like drinking and eating at the same time. I really like my meal. And I think
and
alcohol,
some things pair well,
but alcohol, like it really, really does fill me up a lot. And even like wine, shout out to Wine and Cheeseburger. Even wine, like it really takes up a lot of room in my stomach. And I'm trying to be fat in a different way. I'm not trying to like drink.
Well, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't part of my motivation. Is like sometimes I'm like, oh, I should have a beer. And then I'm like, you know what? That's just a bunch more calories that I could not have, because I'm like Mr. fucking water, like water. That's all I drink is water. I don't do like the diet, the Coke Zeros and all that shit.
Don't say
except
that,
for G Fuel. I do enjoy the occasional G Fuel.
Use code Epic.
Well, that's because you like to be hydrated and energized and focused.
And focus. I'm pretty focused.
And if you go to gfuel.com, guys, and you order some G Fuel, you get up to 30% off. I've been sitting here sipping this can of Sour Chug Rug, and it's been great. But Donnie, you don't fuck with Diet Coke. Hey, that's interesting, bro.
No, look, all I'm saying is alcohol as a drug in our society it's so fucked in terms of the damage it does to you as the person drinking it, the damage it does to society with people being fucking drunk, the damage it does to the healthcare system, to fat. Like, alcohol is a complete, like, look, you could use alcohol properly and you could abuse it. And the fact that it's everywhere, every restaurant, every store, everything. And if you put it on, there are actual scales of like drug damage. And all the way at the top, number one, the most damaging drug to the user and society and everything, the highest cost, is alcohol. Is fucking alcohol. And down at the lowest end
is weed.
Mushrooms.
Okay, so I have something that I want to ask you about in like an
ketamine is also very down low near mushrooms.
In an office environment, because I'm with you on this whole alcohol thing. I find it weird that people push it so hard. Like society, it's such a welcome thing to have happen as a group activity. Right, and if you work in an office, you have your office party. I mean,
marijuana is Schedule 1, and alcohol is fucking on every corner.
So that's what I'm saying. So if you have, but now that cannabis is legal in Canada specifically, I wonder if you go to the office party and now they got a weed bar instead of an open bar. Is that ever going to happen? Like, is that going to be a thing?
But that was like in Los Angeles.
No, yeah, in California, it's a thing. I'll tell you this. Because
it's actually better. Like, people would be safer, in my opinion. Less safe.
Down at the there was a Christmas party. Like, how long ago is it that weed's been legal? It's been a while already. It's been like 5 years, I think.
I'll tell you, if you have a weed bar, you're definitely not fucking
your uncle.
No, your work wife or work husband.
That's debatable. It's debatable.
Interesting. You think that if you took alcohol and cannabis, which one is more likely to lead to you ruining your entire relationship?
Neither one of them going to stop me, brother.
Oh, okay. Donnie Tuckets.
Look, I was down at the Benadryl Christmas party. The first year that they made weed legal, I think it was about 5 years ago, and we were at the Benadryl office party. And everybody's drinking, and there's pitchers of beer and everything, and then people were going outside for cigarettes. And I don't smoke cigarettes, but I went outside and I lit a joint. And the bosses and everybody was there, the director, Mr. Benadryl himself, everybody was outside. And there was a moment where they were like, hey, whoa, we're smoking weed. And then one of the guys had to step in and be like, hey, guys, newsflash, this is on the same footing as alcohol right now. So nobody can. And then kind of once I broke the ice, all of a sudden a bunch of joints came out miraculously, and there was just a big.
I think a lot of people didn't want to be high in front of the boss in his face like that.
Yeah, I mean,
well, that's better than being drunk.
The
in front
amateurs,
of the boss.
but
think about the people being drunk in front of the boss is way worse.
No, but you're drunk in front of the boss. He's drunk too. You've been drinking together. This is more like you go outside and you come back and you're like you're blinking one eye at a time. You know?
Yeah, but the snack table's looking good.
That's when you know, like that's when you like fake drink and act drunk on the same level as your boss and network the whole time, and you're like, ha, we're having so much fun.
That's
having fun.
That's some psychopath shit.
Yeah, bro. This is how you move up in the world. This is fucking.
Yeah, you know what? You're not
This
wrong.
is like low-level business tactics shit, bro. This is like the first rung of the ladder, the corporate ladder.
Like where you take your drink to the bathroom and pour it out and just keep pretending you're getting drunker all night.
100%. 100%. Get a little drunk, just some courage, and you want 100% like low-key manipulate the boss. Go through his phone. See what he's doing. See who
find out what kind of meat his wife eats.
Look through his emails. Do you respect the best before date? I never go past the date. It doesn't matter what it is. Can't. It could be pasta, noodles. It's the date. If you hit the
crazy.
date, if you hit the date,
that's not like they're
good. Dude, you realize your date is like it's like legally mandated that they need to date things that don't actually expire.
So that's interesting you say that because I don't really consider. I just trust the date. I'm like, oh, okay, so they put this here for a reason. Someone thought about this. Of course, once again, I'm wrong, according to you guys, and also this research thing. But the best before is just made up bullshit. They do it there because they have to, and they're looking to take it away overseas in the UK and the US. They said there's like up to 50 different date labels that people use, like different ways.
Yeah, there's like use by, sell by, eat by. Yeah.
And I've never really thought about that.
I need a reference point.
Me too.
I do need something.
But you're disrespecting
I like to know
though.
that I'm pushing it 10 days past the date. I need to know what's going on.
But hold on. But they're suggesting that we're smart enough to figure out if something looks off, like in terms of color, consistency, or texture. I mean, I look up a few things. I just worry of like being taken advantage of by food chain, like suppliers, like grocery
they're telling you to
stores.
chuck that shit early.
Yeah, like I worry about.
Like, you think it's like some dummy?
If they got rid of the dates, I think people would really push it. They would do some weird maneuvers.
So they're having meetings like we do, like we're sitting around discussing an epic meal, and they're saying, okay, what's the best before date for this chocolate bar?
Did I talk about my father's letter to the chocolate bar company on this podcast ever?
No.
My father, he had a Snickers or a Mars bar.
Whatever.
And he opened it up.
Whoa, what do you mean whatever?
I eat both of them. I don't discriminate. Yeah, continue.
I'll be honest with you, like to Lynch, like you show me a Mars bar, you show me a Snickers, and you're like, which one you want? I'd be like, I don't care, you choose. Mars bar and Snickers? Yeah,
no.
Maybe Snickers. Maybe
Snickers far superior to Mars.
Sure. You know what? I might even say yeah, but I also don't care.
Yeah.
They're 10 on 10 chocolate bars, and if one is an 11 on 10, that's cool. But I'm not going to be greedy about that extra level. I'm far too happy with a Mars bar.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
So your dad writes a letter.
Yeah.
He had a Snickers. And he
best believe.
So he because so he got the Snickers and he opened it and he took a bite. And just thought it was like weird, like the vibe of it. Well, not the vibe. He didn't like the taste. I don't know. I'm speaking like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Chocolate bar is a vibe. So he tasted the chocolate bar and he didn't like it. And then he looked at it and it was one of those Dusty Boys.
Yeah.
Dusty Boy chocolate bar. And then he looked at the wrapper.
A white boy.
He looked at the wrapper and there was like a picture/contest for like a movie he saw 2 years ago.
First of all.
It was like Terminator 2 Snickers.
I got many questions because I feel like he walked into the worst. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, 100% he did. My dad's the worst. Like
he's at like the worst corner store.
Anytime my dad's like, you gotta try this restaurant. I'm like, so the entire family, no one would go with you. So you want me to come to this place and see it? Okay.
Well, big up, Big A though. Big up.
My dad and Monty have brought me to the weirdest like buffets and Chinese restaurants over the years.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Parts of Montreal that I've never been in this part of the city that I was born and raised in.
I went to that Chinese restaurant with him as well, by the way. But continue your story. But I've been to that one.
That's the one with the hot dogs and syrup?
It's like $4 or something.
Yeah,
$5.
Oh my God.
All you can eat buffet is fucking. We got to do a meal there, man.
If you go to a Chinese restaurant and everything is $4 and everyone inside is not Chinese, you're not at the right place.
No.
However, if you go to a Chinese restaurant and everything is $4 and it's filled with Chinese people, you just found a banger spot.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. So he wrote a letter.
And also, I heard from a Chinese person. If a Chinese restaurant is like Golden Lotus or like the Golden Dragon, like these are too English. It's gotta sound wrong. So there's like she told me about like this place that she had called Beefing with Seven.
Yeah,
and she's like, that's how you know it's gonna be good. The Chinese restaurant is called Beefing with Seven.
Yeah.
So they're not like, they don't even give a fuck about like learning what's going on here. They like Chinese people know, and the rest of y'all, we don't give a fuck. What was I rambling about?
You were saying your dad
wrote a letter to the Snickers.
Your dad got a dusty boy. He got a
dusty boy. Big fuck up on him, because who doesn't buy a chocolate bar and feel it up and down and look at it, flip the back, and maybe even pick up a different one? Well, he didn't. He just took it and he fucking bought it and he stuck it in his mouth. And it was a dusty boy, and he like wrote a letter. This is how my dad moves. My mom moves way different, but my dad took the chocolate bar, he set it down, he drove home, he sat down at the computer, put on his reading glasses, and he typed up a strongly worded email to Mars Candy Company. And they hit him back. And they're like, we're sorry. It definitely should not have been on the shelf. It's a very old chocolate bar. And if it's okay with you, it would like to give you 3 chocolate bars every month, redeemable anywhere in the country, for 12 months. And he was like, that will do. Thank you.
That sounds like that's a good deal.
It was sick, but who writes like an email? And like, that's the thing. I'm always just like, I need that template. Like, what did you say?
I will say the Sauce Boss or Harley and myself are definitely not writing emails to anyone about anything. We just let it we let it slide.
So there's this movie. I got to share this because it's kind of big news. But there's this movie called Terrifier. Did you ever watch that, Lynch? Terrifier?
I never caught it.
Okay. Well,
did Amir tell me about it?
Everyone listening, I would have, if anything. A mere possibility too. But to everyone listening, there's this movie that I was obsessed with a couple years ago called Terrifier, and the reason why I was obsessed with it is it was a horror movie that was exactly like it's just pure like nostalgia. Like, it hits that time when you used to go rent movies like Freddy Krueger movies and stuff, and you would bring them home, and it was like so bloody and crazy, and it's just filmed in a particular manner and recorded in a particular manner that it sounds and looks like that time in our life. But
like 1993.
Yeah, but it is like, it's a modern movie, and it's just this character, Art the Clown, who is the antagonist of the movie, the Michael Myers or Jason, if you will, is so good. It's so good. So to you two guys and to everyone listening, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Terrifier 2 came out, and I watched it, and it's incredible. And Terrifier 2 came out, an unrated horror movie, in like 700 movie theaters, and it cost $250K to make. And it's brought in so far at this point of recording $6 million. And that's just like really like kind of unheard of from horror
like
movie.
Independent film.
Yeah, like unrated horror movies don't go out to hundreds of theaters in this day and age. But I saw it, and it's sick, and it's just as good as the first one, and the first one's amazing. And there's just this scene where this guy, Art the Clown, he's in a pizza parlor with these 2 girls, and it's just pure 100% raw, uncut horror. There's no killing or anything bad there, and it's like tense, but not like a stupid walk down a long hallway with something gonna pop out. No, it's just in your face, and it just plays out in the character. It's just like a fucked up character, Art the Clown, and the guy that plays him is great. In Terrifier 2, he kills it, and there's so much to say. But I do want to give this as a strong recommendation, because I think you guys will like it.
Sick. I gotta check that out.
Yeah,
and I trust you.
Yeah.
I will say, I have to say,
you don't watch it on Halloween night.
I vouch for this one. And here's another thing you got to do. Another thing you got to do is you got to go over and you got to rate this podcast. You got to rate this podcast. You got to leave a review. You got to share it with your friends. You got to tell people that it's going down. We're dropping serious, consistent bangers every single time. That's on God, for real. On God, for real. And another thing is the Epic Mealtime that dropped recently is also a banger. It's just good vibes, good classic vibes. It's, you know what? I don't want to say the content. I don't want to talk about the content's vibes. I want to talk about your vibe. How you feeling? You feeling good? Okay. Leave me a nice review. This episode is brought to you by our merch. Have you seen the Epic Mealtime merch? Head over to epicmealtime.com. We got some badass new styles over there. I think you'll look pretty fuckable. I really noticed that I have this on my neck, but not on this side. It's fucking me up. Look at my neck. How crazy is that?
You really do that.
You got a goiter. You got a fucking goiter, bro.
What are you even doing? You been mad tense or something? Or what's going on? You sleep on one side?
Yeah. Look at this.
You know my big...
Yo, what's wrong?